You are listening to the Primetime Podcast with your hosts, Bryant Chisel and Jake Jorgensen. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Week 8 is in the books. We are going to rewind Week 8 as well as preview Week 9 this week. Jake and I are on the show per usual. No sick days for Jake, regardless of the result in this one.
Thought about it.
Yeah, I can imagine. And on the show because I love watching Jake squirm on the rewind. Preston, welcome in.
Thank you. It was a great week. I beat Jake in 3 leagues we were in, so it was a great week.
Wow.
I knew I had to invite you, Jake, once I saw that I beat you
Surely
not only this week but in Dynasty.
Surely we must have played more than 3 leagues this week, though, right?
Did you? That's a lot of leagues to play a single person.
It was just these, this one, Dynasty, and then Fantasy Basketball as well.
Yeah, the answer was no. He beat me in all 3 leagues. I was just
all 3. Yeah,
it's tough. I did say you shouldn't be able to count the basketball one because I honestly did not think that league was going to go more than 1 year, and I did something. I drafted literally the oldest possible team. You know what?
Excuses.
I mean, to be fair, I have Wimby in that league, so nobody's going to beat me.
The biggest thing to remember is we're dead.
Jake.
Honestly, least stressful fantasy season in years, at least. It's one thing.
3-5. Yeah, you're 1 game out of your record is tied for a playoff spot, Jake. You're just down 200 points.
I didn't even realize that I was tied for a playoff spot at this point.
Yeah, I apologize for mentioning
that.
Oh boy. All right, well let's get into it a little bit, eh? Hey boys, I do want to throw a disclaimer out there. I got home like 20 minutes ago from an event, so I have had alcohol in my system tonight. This might be the first Bryant Buzz rewind. So
this is an unfortunate week for me, man.
Yeah, this could be a good one. And I won, so it's even better. All right, let's check the matchups here. First matchup. I wonder who it could be. Jake and Preston. I might let you guys take the reins here. This might not really involve me.
All right, Preston, let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, just another ass kicking by my team.
Per usual.
Put Jake in his place a little bit. Justin Jefferson and Zay Flowers kind of contributed, but
they were fine.
I'm pretty sure Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, and Tucker Kraft could have won this game. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, you are correct.
Actually, they could have.
Hey, remind me, Manthai. This may or may not be. This is definitely not relevant. But remind me in Dynasty, did you start a quarterback this week when you beat Jake?
I didn't. I actually beat
You had
Jake
Lamar in your lineup, right?
Yep. I just thought I could still beat him without a quarterback, and
just handicap yourself a little bit, right?
Yeah, had to make it.
Oh, he handicapped himself, all right. Yeah, he had so much time to pick up a quarterback, and I did. I did everything I could. I picked up a bunch of quarterbacks. I rostered, I think, 7 different quarterbacks for a 1 week of football, 1 week of fantasy football, and the fantasy gods did not reward me with actually putting in some effort with my dynasty team for that week, and it wasn't close. And somehow, I don't know how, but I played against some combination of like 2 of the Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Saquon, who else? James Cook. Like I seemed to play against 2 of those guys in every single league, and it was not a fun week for me. Now I knew this was, it was projected to be a 15-point game. At this point, I knew that my running backs weren't going to put up the 10 and 9 they were projected. I don't know what happened with Bill, but he just completely fell off. I guess it's Kansas City, but he hasn't done anything in weeks. CeeDee Lamb didn't have a very good week in Denver. Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase still. He's fine. Jalen Hurts is the only part of my team that's overperforming right now. Although, looking at I know you said that I'm tied for a playoff spot right now, and I'm nowhere near winning any sort of tiebreaker if I were to be eligible for a playoff spot. So
that is correct.
Jalen Hurts is one of those guys that's probably going to be on the block at this point.
Oh,
I will say that. We've had some conversations around Jalen Hurts, but yeah, I really didn't. All I know is Preston kept texting me throughout the week, and I just didn't have anything that I needed to say or hear. And I think he said, like, I might drop 200 on you, and
he did.
Yeah, I don't think I responded. He did drop 200.
Manta and I were texting on the side talking about a potential record for, margin of victory in points for. He didn't quite get there, but it was in the conversation, and I guess that's all you need.
This might not have been the most. This is not the biggest blowout over my team this year. 8 weeks into the season, it's been a tough year.
Yeah,
I think
you are correct. Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
That's absurd.
That's just embarrassing.
Brutal.
Really.
Just really brutal.
How do you go on? How do you go on setting lineups every week?
You just have to stay confident.
In what? That you're not going to lose by 100?
You have to look at the bench and see if you made any mistakes on the bench, and that's really all you can do. Like, look at this. I clearly made the right decision by starting Philadelphia over Green Bay. I mean, it's just clear as day.
And Mason Taylor over Juwan Johnson. Yeah, I mean,
I set the perfect lineup.
So you're not a bad GM. You're just your team is shit. But isn't it your job to assemble the team?
He also has 2 open roster spots just hanging out just cause.
Those are from some trades. Apparently I haven't worked on that yet.
You picked up 7 quarterbacks.
No, this is not a master class from my team, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is correct, to say the least.
All I know is,
have you had a master class this year?
Not this year, no. I will say, I don't know exactly. I wish I had a timestamp for this, but I'm guessing it had to have been before halftime of the first Sunday games, where I was texting Bryant, just not Preston, as a guest on the Rewind. I think that was the only thing I had to say about this week.
That is correct. That did happen. It was very early.
It was probably in response to the amount of texts I got from Preston during their games.
And then I immediately tracked down Preston.
Yeah. You made it sound like it was tough to do in past weeks, but this one, he cleared the schedule. Gotta respect it.
I just happened to be free,
Just happened to be free for this one. Just happened to be free.
But one thing I will add to this is when I was looking at the recap that Yahoo sends out, one of the ones that popped up for me said that the winning team took the lead early on Thursday. And it seems like, thankful for JMO, didn't even bother showing up for the rest of the week, which I would, agree. And then it said, did they think it was a group project and they could just coast on Masturbate's hard work?
Oh!
Which is a hilarious statement from Yahoo, but yeah.
That is diabolical. You get coast on Masturbate's hard work. All the AI got done dirty there.
The AI slop got me.
It slung some slop at you, dude. Just like Masturbates.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that, Preston. That I don't usually read the Yahoo recaps because they're usually dog shit, but that is elite. Turns out when your team name is funny, Yahoo recaps can be funny.
Correct.
Yes.
Sensational. Also, Preston's bench outscored Jake's bench by like 30 points.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, fantastic. All right. I suppose we can move on. Next matchup is really close. I'm just going to click. This might not be technically the right one, but Lane and Brandon I'm going to click on because I didn't want to do the math because, well, beer. Brandon got a big win here against Lane. So, define big. Is this good for Brandon or bad for Brandon? Because obviously a win is generally considered good, but is Brandon trying to win at this point? He's technically in the last playoff spot right now.
I think he is.
I suppose he's trying to win, right? He's going to have to.
So, yeah.
He's in the playoffs right now. Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton cooked. Turns out when you play – well, I shouldn't say. Cortland Sutton was fine. But Bo Nix cooked. Turns out when you play Dallas, good things happen. Ted McMillan, good. Achane, good. Everybody else. Bijan was actually really bad, but it didn't really matter because Javonte had 2 touchdowns. Dicker and LA were acceptable. Lane had the top quarterback of the week. And that's kind of all you can really say about his team other than the fact that Derrick Henry bounced back from some lackluster performances, a couple tuds. It's the Bears. The benches were unremarkable, I would say. So, other than, Harold Fannin. We'll shout out Harold Fannin. He had a great week. So, that's what we got here. I don't know if you guys have anything to add, but it's just a win, really.
Yeah, it looks pretty cut and dry. I think the only thing that maybe in the future, I don't know if Brandon's going to start Drake May over Bo Nix or what that looks like, just depending on matchups. But Drake May's looked really good.
Yes. Brandon's kind of a Bo Nix glazer, though. I would imagine he might try to shop Drake May. He's
Well, he just traded for him, so.
Did he? Oh wait, did he really?
Yeah, for me.
Huh.
I suppose that's probably in the transactions, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't realize that. He was messaging me asking if I wanted Drake May. And I was like, no.
He's trying to flip Drake May.
Drake May is not a bad quarterback to have, especially in our league. I think he's like a 14th round keeper. Yeah. It's pretty good. But I have quarterbacks. All right, let's take Caden Lemons. This is basically the same game, just a little higher scoring. Add 10 points to each team, and you've got that matchup. Jackson Dart was not great. You got to play him in a pinch. I assume he had Jared Goff on bye and Sam Darnold on bye, so he was finding somebody on the waiver wire. Jackson Dart didn't kill you. It was fine. You dropped 155, without him. So Saquon cooked 40 points. He did tweak his was it a groin, hammy? Do either of you guys remember? At the end of the game, he tweaked his I believe he tweaked his groin at the end of the game, and I think they said that he was going to be fine. They said he could have came back if they needed him to, but they were winning that game. More importantly, Cam Scattaboo deleted his ankle. He's done for the year.
Yeah, that was insane.
They kept showing the replay on the broadcast like 4 times. I was like, you can take this away. So, I mean, he'll have Vidal to shove in there in the short term. Kamara got a little banged up, I think, in his matchup too. Brashard Smith is on Cade's team. That's despicable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know who that is. He obviously plays for the Chiefs, but
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you.
And I'm in a dynasty league, which is usually a little deeper, right? I mean, all 3 of us are in that league, right? Mm-hmm, I don't know if Brashard Smith, I'd be surprised if he was owned in that league. So, I think that's all you need to know. So, Vidal is totally startable until Omarion Hampton comes back, and then it's a lot scarier. I don't know when that's going to be. I think he's probably good for another couple weeks, but then Cade's going to have to figure something out. And I think if I remember correctly, he mentioned in the group chat he was looking for a running back. Not a trash running back, if I remember correctly. The Lemon side of the ball, there was some great and there was some sad. Dak was bad. Judkins was bad, got a little banged up. Hawkinson is always bad. Pacheco got hurt. Sounds like he's going to miss a few weeks. On the good side, Metcalf was solid. Rashee Rice, Jake, your guy. Hog.
Still good, yeah.
Yeah, he's
tough when
great.
you're trying to compete with Jonathan Taylor is like the easy one to look at in that trade, but so that's tough. But he's looked really good. They look completely different now that they have him, at least.
Mahomes is still good though. James Cook, 40 points. Dude had over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's a freak. I don't think it was a Panthers thing. I think he's just that good. The Panthers have been all right this year. The rest of Lemons' team was pretty unremarkable. I think Terry tweeted that, was it a quad, I want to say? The same injury that he'd been dealing with. Yeah, quad. So he missed a handful of weeks earlier this year, and then he tweaked it again in this past game. So that's pretty concerning. But other than that, I guess it's a good win for Cade, especially for a week where JSN's on bye.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get your defense with 19 points and your kicker with 17, you should win.
That is electric. Alrighty. We've got 20 points, 6 points, so I guess 20 points. Nick and George. Brinkman continues to win, much to Manthai's chagrin, I would assume.
Correct.
I mean, this was kind of a scheduled win for Nick. It was closer than it probably should have been, but if I remember correctly, I do not remember correctly. I was picturing more guys from Nick's team on bye. I guess obviously Hampton and Neighbors are out, but that's not going to change anytime soon. Jake Ferguson, Nick benched, big for him. That George Kittle trade I gave him, where I sent him Kittle, was big because Ferguson played, he just goosed. The Cowboys struggled against the Broncos, and the Cowboys' schedule is pretty tough rest of the season, so you might run into a little more of that. Josh Allen was okay. Pickens was good. McConkey continues to be good. McConkey is going to be good rest of the season, I think, man. It's crazy. He's had a really brutal start of the year, and now all of a sudden he's back.
Is he hurt?
I
see it as questionable. I'm not sure.
He is listed as questionable. Apparently the calf.
Gotcha.
Only a 58% snap share. So, yeah, I guess so. But he still had 10 targets. So when he was in, he was getting targeted.
Jefferson said, Herbert said, well, he's in. I'm going to throw it to him.
Yeah, no kidding. Huge for Nick, honestly, to get a win with McCaffrey having a bad week finally. So
yeah,
it's nice to get that out of the way and still get a win, especially with a big book on the team too. Yeah, this is a great week to play Nick, and unfortunately for the rest of the league, George played against him, and George's team is abysmal. I mean, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Odunze and Shakir were both good, and everybody else was bad. Pollard, Rashad White, Aaron Jones, they're all trash. George's bench, even more trash. Yeah, I don't know. Keyshawn Boutte on Nick's bench, he just keeps getting big plays. He's not really a volume guy. He's great in a standard league because you're just getting tuds with him. In this league, if you get the big play, you're happy, and if not, well, fasten your seatbelt, buddy. He could goose. But overall, this is kind of a huge win for Nick because this very easily could have been a loss.
I think if he's playing anybody but George and Jake, he probably is losing.
Oh, and Lane.
But
yeah,
I mean, just the thought that Brown's defense only gets 10 fantasy points and Myles Garrett had 5 sacks by himself.
That's insane, isn't it?
It's absurd.
Myles Garrett had half of Cleveland's points for fantasy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, I did not think of that. That is, wow. Last and certainly not least, because I'm the host and I said so. Me versus Greg. It was the final score might. How should I phrase this? I felt much more comfortable than the final score alludes to in this one. I was up pretty big going into the Sunday night game, and then Chris Boswell had like 20. He had his 20 points here, and it made it a lot closer than it probably could have been against any other kicker. So, speaking, you mentioned earlier, Manthai, about the kicker defense combo. This one was even more devastating. I believe these were the top kicker and defense of the week each, combining for over 45 points, and we still got the win, so that's huge. Greg's team was pretty bad, other than Waddle and Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin, wide receiver 1 this week, by the way. Thank you, Dallas. Pretty down week in general for wide receivers, I would say.
It's because Puka was on a bye.
Imagine. So, Baker really let Greg down in a big way, in all honesty. And I will say, Baker looked bad again. This is 2 weeks in a row where Baker's just been kind of missing guys. I'm officially kind of concerned. If it were me, I'd probably be running Daniel Jones out there for a little bit, just until Baker bounces back. I expect him to. He's proven over the past, year and a half or so, that he's a great quarterback. But, yeah, these past couple weeks have been really rough for him, and they've kind of been his fault. So, I mean, he's missing some weapons, sure, but that's never really stopped him before. So, I guess he's on bye this week, so you're shutting him down no matter what. And hopefully that's enough to kind of give him a chance to reset. Because other than that, he's been great. But, yeah, the bake show has been... His cookies have been burnt, to say the least. So...
Did you see, speaking of going back to the Tampa Bay defense, did you see that they had, I can't remember if it was a fumble or an interception or something, but they returned it and they called it back and said the defender was down where he got it due to an early whistle.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember if it was a fumble or a pick either. I know what you're talking about because I was watching Red Zone during that game and they were talking about it. Yeah, that was some bullshit.
It could have been even worse for you with that defense, but
Debatably, that would have won the game, I think, for him.
Yeah, it would have.
Oh, man. Yeah. This game could have gone either way when you think about it, but thankfully it went my way. Herbert was great. Pittman, I think he's a top 12 wide receiver this year so far. He's been fantastic other than him a couple of games here and there.
It's crazy what a quarterback that can, throw 5 yards and actually make a completion helps.
Yeah. Olave continues to be solid. Spencer Rattler took the bench in that game in like the third quarter at some point. Tyler Shuck took over. I don't know if you guys saw that they announced Shuck as the starter this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not that worried because it seemed like Shuck was kind of doing the same thing as Rattler. He seemed about as talented. I'm currently not that worried, but if Olave has a bad week next week, I would become worried. Rico Dowdle versus Chuba Hubbard. I did trade Greg Chuba Hubbard this week, and then he outperformed Rico Dowdle because he got the touchdown. But Rico Dowdle looks better. And is it Dave Canales? Is that the guy for the Panthers?
Yeah.
Yep.
They asked him, I don't know if either of you saw the interview with him, where a reporter asked him, like, hey, this is 2 weeks in a row of Rico, being a better running back than Chuba, essentially. Are we factoring that into snap count next week? And I think Dave Canales' response was something like, yeah, we wanted to give Chuba an opportunity to claim the job back after the injury, but you can't ignore what Rico has been doing. Because, I mean, Chuba's this past 2 weeks, right, 14 carries, 31 yards, 12 carries, 34 yards, right? That's not good. And Rico has been, well, he had 17 carries for 79 yards, and then he had 8 this week for 54. I mean, you're talking, yeah. I mean, he's been kind of studly. Clearly a better runner of the football these past few weeks. So I'm expecting Rico Dowdle to kind of start dominating more of that workload. Hopefully they don't keep splitting, because if they do keep splitting like this, neither of them are going to be that useful. And I kind of need it because I don't have another running back on my roster, really. So, yeah. That's about it. Also, shout out George for Woody Marks. He had a big week this week. Kind of won me the week. So, thanks, buddy. All right. that's the matchups. Keep the standings. We brushed over it a little bit, but we'll formalize this here. You know, Manthai, top of the league, continues outscoring everybody by a considerable margin. Your team is gross, and also your points against is easily the lowest. So I just want to point that out.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean your points for is so high that it doesn't matter. But
Doesn't
also,
matter.
I just want to make sure that you know that you could be 6-2 right now.
I could be, but you know, wasn't gonna happen this week because I played Jake. So.
Oh. Nick and Cade both 6-2, hanging out in second and third. Somehow I'm in fourth place. Wow, I did not realize that until just now. Huh. I guess I can't blow up my team and sell it now, huh? I've been selling players. We'll talk about it a little bit. Okay, well I'm 4-4, and apparently that's fourth place. Our league stinks. Holy man,
Yeah, our league
this year is bad.
Pretty awful.
We have 3 really good teams, and the rest of the league is kind of trash. Lemons and I both 4-4. Brandon 3-5, potentially the 4th best team in the league, maybe even the 3rd best team in the league. Brandon should definitely be trying because he absolutely has a chance to be like a top 3 seed.
He has a better points for than
Cade
does even.
Yeah, with 3 fewer wins. Yeah, don't tell him that. He'll probably cry. Look at it's the points against. Over 100 more. So, most in the league in the top group here. I mean, you get to the bottom half of the league, and you've got some big boy numbers here. Lane and Jake, both over 1,100, first 2 to make that mark. Oh, I take that back. I have a higher points against than Brandon. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. Yeah, we kind of hit a teardrop once we get out of the playoff spots here. Even Lemons is debatable, but yeah, no team below 6th place is over 1,000 points for Greg, Lane, Jake, George. George is clearly the worst. Jake, you're pretty.
A lot of teardrops in the bottom 2 teams.
Yeah, the bottom 2 teams is even. Yeah, maybe I'll put you in George. I was gonna put George in a tier of his own, but maybe you both deserve to be in that tier. Wow. You stink. You beat me though, you fucker.
Yeah, down here.
Your team had a good week that week too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 136, dude. Where is that? You would have beat me again this week, and I had a good week this week. Is that your only good week of the year, and you're just putting it up against me? Come on, focus, Jake.
Big win.
Huge win. All right, player of the weeks. Jordan Love, quarterback, 37 on Lane's team. I believe this is the first week all year, by the way, that every player was started and not a free agent. So kudos to the league. That might be the first time in like 2 years that's happened, in all honesty. I don't really remember that ever happening. Anywho, JT, Manthai, your team, 43.4. Greg, Troy Franklin, 26.9. Back to you, Manthai, Tucker Kraft, 36.3. Back to Greg, Chris Boswell, 20. And Greg again, Tampa defense, 26.5. So Greg had 3 top scorers and still lost, put up 130 points. The rest of his team was shit. Preston had 2 top scoring teams, and his team put up over 200 points. So pretty much everybody else was good. You probably had the top 3 running backs, dude.
I was just about to ask. I think Brees Hall was the second running back too.
Let's take a peek.
I would assume he had 37 points. So.
James Cook and Saquon nudged him out, but you dude, Brees Hall was top 4. They were all basically the same. And then there's a huge drop. So, yeah, Brees Hall was up there, but Saquon and James Cook, I guess, nudged him out. Did I say Brees Hall's only rostered in 98% of Yahoo leagues?
That's insane.
Huh. Yeah, same as Chase Brown, which is hilarious because Chase Brown is back, by the way.
I think Joe Flacco is actually a very elite quarterback.
I didn't press this button. I must have missed this in my matchup. But Joe Flacco has brought the Bengals back to life. Chase Brown, did either of you guys hear this stat? Jamar Chase, in these past 3 weeks, has more targets than any wide receiver has ever in the history of the NFL in a 3-week span for as long as they've been tracking targets.
I did not hear that.
He had
That's
19
insane.
targets last week, and dude.
That's the one thing my team has done right this year, Preston, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, you
That's the one
traded 23 targets in week 7. I mean, come on, man. I've never seen targets over 20. That's crazy. You see high teens occasionally, right? Malik Neighbors last year, those types of guys. 23 and 19.
Wasn't it was Brandon Marshall the previous record holder? I feel like he was up there. He had a game where
I didn't hear who else was up there.
that might have been just the most catches in a game, but I think Brandon Marshall randomly was one of the guys.
Oh yeah, that rings a bell. Like most receptions in a game. Yeah, that could be
something like that.
But in a 3-game stretch since they've been tracking targets, Jamar Chase is number 1 in NFL history, and one of those games was 12 targets, which is a lot, but that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, insane. Joe Flacco has resuscitated Jamar Chase, and Greg is probably very upset about it because
12 targets is at least 4 Matthew Golden games, which sucks, but that's what it is. What it is.
Pain. I don't know if you guys caught it, but Joe Flacco did pick up a little bit of an injury in that game towards the end. Hopefully he's all good. We will see what they end up saying this week.
Maybe that's the team that needs to grab Kirk Cousins and have the Joe Flacco Kirk Cousins duo. Bengals. Get Jamar Chase 30 targets a game.
You don't want 30. You want 30 Kirk Cousins. Sorry, that's like 15 normal targets.
Yeah, but he had his ankle.
So, yeah, I guess I glossed over the Bengals, but yeah, Jamar Chase, the Bengals, all cooking. Chase Brown is back, so let's go. All right, it's transactions, which we have been adjacent to, it seems like all show. Let's start with the trades. We had a few of them this week. The 21st, wow, we had 4, jeez. Preston, you and George traded you Justin Jefferson for a first and a third.
Yep.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel I'm okay with it. I mean, it was the all-in move.
It's what you got to pay for Justin Jefferson.
Correct. And going forward, I'll probably keep Puka, Jefferson, and JT, and
that's
and
disgusting.
We'll roll.
That is so gross.
Yes, it is. So that's
wow.
Okay.
You're not gonna have any picks like the first 5 rounds.
I won't have a pick for the first 6, actually. But as you'll see in another one of these trades, I did pick up a 7th, so I'll have a couple 7.
And you have 3 first-round picks essentially. So nice.
Correct.
Damn. I traded Chuba to Greg for Keon Coleman in a 10th. In my opinion, this is basically trading Chuba for a 10th. I'm prepared to cut Keon Coleman whenever my team needs it. But I was interested in offloading Chuba for a 10th. It felt like a good move for my team at the time. I was 3-4, I think I was, so wasn't really expecting to compete much. I had Chuba and Dowdle, and I didn't really believe in Chuba as much as I believed in Dowdle, so I sent him out, and then I ended up beating Greg. So, well, I guess I'm in it to win it now, unfortunately. Manthai made a second trade this week. You and I were both pretty busy. This time with Brandon, you acquired Tajay Spears in a 7th for Drake May, essentially.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Drake May for a
7th. Yeah.
Yeah, Tajay Spears got cut immediately.
Fair enough. he is an afterthought, right? Just a roster move. Yeah, Drake May for a 7th honestly feels like really good value.
Yeah, I mean, he's somebody that I'm not going to play him over Mahomes because Mahomes has been really good, and just recoup some draft picks since, as we just talked about, I have none next year.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I think if Brandon does decide to keep him, like we talked about earlier, he'll be able to keep him in the 14th, which will be good for him.
Yeah, it's a great keeper, and you pay for it with the 7th, but he's been fantastic this year too. So assuming he can keep that up, I think this is potentially a win-win. I know Brandon has Bo Nix, and Bo Nix has been fantastic for fantasy lately. but Denver's offense has struggled at times, and there is a possibility, I think a more likely possibility, that Bo Nix stalls out before Drake May does. I think he's a good backup / potential starter for Brandon's team, especially if he's going to try to compete. Super. There's one last trade this week. This is probably a little more blockbuster of a deal, closer to your Jefferson trade. This was a A.J. Brown, Drake London swap. I gave George London and a pair of 16s. One was his originally, for A.J. Brown and a 2. And a 12 got chucked in there as well. George's 12, which should be early. I feel pretty good about this. I think, and Jake, Brandon, and I did talk about this a little bit at the time of the trade. I didn't really think about it until afterwards, but it does feel like a big win for George, in the sense that he essentially traded, what was it? He traded Justin Jefferson for a first and a third, and then sent a second for A.J. Brown. So he basically traded Jefferson for A.J. Brown, and then there were some picks in between, right? I mean, it ended up
I
working
know.
out nicely.
Brandon pointed that out pretty fast. Like, he was pretty happy with him getting Drake London. I think I said it was like kind of a toss up, and I get why George did. I get why you did that. Drake London. He's definitely in that upper tier. It's not like one of those guys anymore that you can get a lot of value in drafting him in the 6th, 7th round or whatever. He's a good player now. Quarterback situation could be
better
improved, but
yes. That was most of the reason I sent him away, was because I was worried about that, because Penix and Cousins aren't long-term answers in my opinion. He's probably going to be seeing a new quarterback over the next year or two. So I don't know. A.J. Brown, while up and down, at least we know who his quarterback is, and we know how good he is. They're both very talented. I'd say A.J. Brown and Drake London are similar in talent, not necessarily in skill set, but in talent. They both can be top echelon receivers. I also think that Drake London had a great start of the year. It does seem to change a little bit with Darnell Mooney back, where he's good, not great all the time. He didn't play this past week. It was funny, actually. Both Drake London and A.J. Brown both missed this week. A.J. Brown was announced out much earlier, and I was like, well, that sucks. And then Drake London got announced out. I don't remember if it was game day or the day before. And George and I were texting. It's like, dude, you give both the guys the bag, right? And then all of a sudden, they don't want to play for you anymore. There's no commitment in this league anymore. So, yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, I like the moves that George is moving here, in all honesty. It's a good change of pace, because usually I like to make fun of George's moves, but trading Jefferson in a 2 for London a 1 and a 3 feels like a no-brainer when you compile those trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing I will say is, for you, Shiz, I think if I were you, I'd be, hoping A.J. Brown forces his way out of Philly, honestly.
I wouldn't be against that. I don't think Philly is the worst place to be, but it probably would be better elsewhere. Depends on where.
I've got a place for you.
Don't you dare say Tennessee.
New England.
Oh. That would probably be pretty good. Yeah.
Vrabel reunion.
Oh, boy. I'm cooked.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, like, the issue with Philly and receivers in Philly in general is just, it feels like they flip a switch. Like,
right.
They want to run the ball one game, and then they don't throw the ball to anybody. And then if they decide to throw the next game, then Saquon doesn't get anything, and then you probably lose. Like,
right.
The best way for Philly to win is to run the ball with Saquon like 20 times. So it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and thankfully this past few weeks, the running game hasn't really been working that much for Philly. Obviously, this past week was a little different with no passing game without A.J. Brown. But, weeks 6 and 7, Saquon didn't really do anything. And their running game struggles a little more this year than it has in years past. So it's been better for A.J. Brown these past few weeks. But I fully agree. When the running game is clicking for Philly and their defense is good, like it's been, they don't want to or need to pass, so that's kind of the situation you find yourself in. It's not that A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith even, who has the same issue. It's not that those two guys aren't talented or they're losing a step, right? It's more just Philly doesn't need them, and when they do need them, those two guys are elite. So they have too many weapons really to feed, and for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to click, you might get a game here or there, but for them to truly click, you need Philly to be down, right? So
yeah. Hey, before we move on, I saw that there was another trade that went down live on the podcast. This was not between me, but I saw that
like just now.
looks like there's a brotherly trade between Cade and Lane. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that
I'll refresh
as the commissioner, but
did
you'd have
this
to accept it.
okay,
Yeah.
I have to approve it. Oh God, really? Oh. So Cade is giving up Wandale and a 5th to Lane for Derrick Henry in the 17th. Wow. I mean, that's what Cade wanted, right? He wanted a running back. Derrick Henry has had his ups and downs this year. He's been pretty good these past couple weeks. With Lamar back, I think Henry is a lot more valuable. And Wandale's been pretty solid with no neighbors, so it's hard to blame. And a 5th-round pick for Lane's team, who is currently out of the playoff picture at 3-5. So it makes sense. Yeah, this is good for Cade. I'd be upsetty spaghetti if I were you, Preston.
I mean, to be honest,
oh, he doesn't care because his team is that good.
yeah. Plus, Derrick Henry hasn't really been all that this year. So
yeah, I do think that he'll be better when Baltimore is winning, which I expect more of these next handful of weeks with Lamar back, assuming he is back. But
yeah, I like the trade for Cade as well. Actually, I guess for both of them.
It makes sense.
But yeah, I got one more thing for you before we move on. Sir, a second live on the podcast trade has hit the primetime rewind.
No way.
We've got a trade between me and Cade. I'd like to go over quick. Just accepted.
Oh my goodness.
And this trade revolves around Jalen Hurts, who I had talked about, and around the tragedy that is my team that is not going to be making the playoffs. This is the debut of the 9/11 trade.
I was thinking the
my
same
team,
thing.
My team is in insane shape, and like I said, it's literally just a tragedy where my team is at.
Boom.
And
wrong button. Sorry, that was wrong button.
We had to do something.
Boom.
9/11 trade.
He had asked about Jalen Hurts a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, and the first thing that jumped to mind was like an 8th-round pick. But then he mentioned that I have his 8th-round pick already from Travis Kelce. So of course, me shitting from that, it's funny. But anyway, we just kind of talked a little bit, and I also mentioned to him that when I send my picks back, because we always have to have the same amount of picks each draft, I'm not even sending a 17th or a 16th.
Right, you're not sending a bottom of the barrel pick anymore.
A 15th and a 14th.
Yeah.
So I debuted the first 9/11 trade for a team that's at the bottom of the leaderboard, and after a little bit of thought, he decided to go for it. But yeah, this one helps his team. He wasn't super confident with the quarterback situation, and Jalen Hurts has been pretty good, and at least another guy that's can be around for the playoffs for him, depending on. I think he'd start him in the playoffs, but
yeah,
it's good to have a couple options. Like,
Hurts is better than Goff, so
yeah,
I would say Hurts will be a starting quarterback. I'm not gonna lie, Jake. I feel like you could have gotten like a little bit better of a pick if it were me.
Yeah, I mean, I think potentially too, but at this point, I'm not going to keep Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
so
I mean, if you're saying that your team is if you're saying that your team is down for the count this year, then it makes sense. Upgrade your picks, get rid of a guy who you don't really need.
We're starting the 9/11 rebuild today.
You can stop saying that.
Yeah, you can definitely stop.
Oh, that's sensational. Oh boy. All right. There are a lot of transactions. We went from 4 trades to 6 trades in the span of minutes.
This has to be the most in a given
Oh,
week,
easily.
I would
Yeah.
think.
For
In the history
especially
of the
live on
rewind.
the show, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure we've had some trade deadline, big boy, a lot of trades, but yeah, this is plenty. That's for sure. I guess we'll briefly go over the pickups, not just the trades. I did scoop Kareem Hunt up for 23 fab. I don't know yet if anybody else bid. I'm concerned that nobody else bid, but I had fab below, and I wanted Kareem Hunt because my running back situation is dire. Brandon got Brock Purdy for 4 and Joe Flacco for 4. So he's shoring up the quarterback position. Joe Flacco,
I think Joe Flacco is actually a very elite quarterback.
when he's on Cincinnati. Lemons got McManus, cool, Cade, kicker. Man, I got CJ Stroud. You do love yourself some CJ Stroud, don't you, Preston?
I do.
Yeah. And Jake got Caleb Wontiums. Wow, nobody else bid on Kareem Hunt. Fuck. That was what I was worried about. But I needed him. I need him on my roster. He might start this week. With Pacheco, they announced him as week to week. I couldn't pass it up. All right. Let's get back to it. Matchup previews. Let's cruise through these so Jake can watch his MLB World Series. What time did that game start, Jake?
Let's do it.
Are we way past it?
7, but it's all right.
Wow. We started
Like Preston
at 7.
said, if it goes 18 innings, I won't feel like I missed anything.
Oh boy. Fair enough. All right, me versus Cade, I guess. I haven't looked at all at this week's matchups, by the way, so this will be interesting. Herbo, I feel like 17 is kind of rude for what he's been doing these past 3 weeks, and now he's got Tennessee. It feels almost a little disrespectful. Jared Goff,
Yeah,
at least
with you.
Minnesota's a solid defense. Okay. Michael Pittman, I almost feel 12 is a little disrespectful too. He's only had less than 12 twice this year. Granted, they're significantly less than 12, but Pittsburgh's defense is not good.
Well, I saw a thing that said that the Pittsburgh defense has given up the most amount of passing yards to the opposing quarterback for their season or whatever
Yeah,
5 weeks in a row. So there's a chance Indiana Jones goes crazy.
exactly. I mean, Jordan Love went crazy last week, and he hasn't really gone crazy at all this year. So, yeah, I mean, so far I'm 2 for 2 on disrespectful projections. Now, speaking of not disrespectful projections, JSN 24 points. Yeah, that's probably accurate. So, dude's a freak. Nico Collins, assuming he plays, does have a tough matchup against Denver. I'd temper expectations there, but you're playing him if he's active. Chris Olave has his own reasons to temper expectations with the quarterback, so I'll take Vidal over Dowdle. Chase Brown and Henry. You've got to lean Henry, but also I could see this being pretty much a toss-up. Both have had their struggles. Both have been revitalized. Both have good matchups. 2 Indiana pass catchers. I'm leaning into that Pittsburgh matchup, Preston. I appreciate you fueling my delusion.
Now that I say something, they're just gonna give the ball to Jonathan Taylor a million times.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have
So,
5 touchdowns. Probably
Hey, I'm okay with
receiving touchdowns to keep the rule true, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really hoping BTJ plays because my bench is kind of scary right now. I don't know who I'd play. Ricky Pearsall's banged up, so TBD on whether or not he plays. I'd potentially, I guess Kareem Hunt would go in. Kareem Hunt might go in anyways for one of these guys, maybe Dowdle. We'll see. That might actually happen. And then Gadsden, I suppose, might be my flex emergency because he's been a dog. I'm going me in this game for reasons that are obvious, but how are you guys leaning? And why is it Cade?
I've got Cade.
Yeah.
Got Cade.
Understandable.
I was gonna say the Indiana pass catchers and Herbo make me think about taking you, but Brian Thomas has been awful, and I don't know if I trust that Carolina backfield against a good rush defense. So I definitely think I'm going to take Cade.
Understandable. I don't blame you guys. I'd probably do the same thing. All right. I have not identified a marquee matchup yet this week, so we're gonna do that on the fly. Wow, Preston, you're projected for 140. Dude,
Thanks.
that's
Yeah, we can look
insane.
at that one. My team's absurd.
What the hell, dude?
My
Oh
team's
man.
absurd.
Okay. Wow. All right. Um, Josh Allen. So Lane and Nick here. We got Josh Allen against Jordan Love. You have to lean Josh Allen, but Jordan Love's matchup is significantly better. Pickens and Amon Ra. You go Amon Ra. McConkey, Marv. I really want to go McConkey. Marv does play Dallas though, which could juice him.
I think it depends on which quarterback's playing.
Yeah. You're right. You want Jacoby Brissett, right?
You do, yeah. You do.
Unfortunately, McCaffrey's gonna go crazy. I'll take Swift over Walker, Kittle over Kincaid, and Diggs over Booty. But Booty could blow up. Yeah, I'm gonna take Nick here. How are you guys feeling?
I feel the same way. Nick's team didn't do that great last week. Little bounce back
Okay.
win. This would be a good time for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Alrighty. 3 for 3 on Nick B. The bench is respectable. I don't think I'd change anything here. Maybe Xavier Worthy finds the flex over Diggs. Probably not. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's probably it, man. Wandale might get thrown in there, I guess, for Diggs or something if you're Lane because you just traded for him. But I don't know if I'd do that. It's a toss-up. Who cares? He's losing anyways. Sorry. Preston, you and Greg, dude, 140 points, man. And Mahomes is projected sub 20. I mean, he plays Buffalo, which isn't an easy matchup, but has he had sub 20 yet this year?
I don't think so.
Once.
Oh, once. Yeah.
One time. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take the over on that. Jefferson, Puka, JT, Jacobs, Tucker Craft. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna go Preston here. I don't feel like I need to read Greg's lineup.
I think the only
No,
thing
you
that
don't.
I haven't even looked at my team yet. You want to pull up the bench there, Shiz? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say if Brees
Zay
Hall was
Flowers.
playing, maybe I'd put
Oh,
in Brees
sure.
Hall, but he's got a bye for Adams. But
Yeah.
I think that's really the only question mark there, as long as Puka is healthy.
If
So.
Lamar is active on Thursday, is there any temptation for Zay Flowers over Devontae?
No,
Okay. Would you be interested in trading me Zay Flowers?
potentially.
Nice. I don't really need wide receivers, but it's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, my flex spot is pretty much just gonna be Brees Hall or
Yeah.
Devontae Adams probably.
Understandable. Matchup based. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that should be I don't well, I do want to jinx you. So I'm going to say that should be an easy matchup, but it really should be.
Hey, just gotta keep building the lead.
Marquee matchup.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes.
No.
It's 2, 3, and 5
No.
teams, man. How can I say no? This is for a playoff spot. Yeah. Bo Nix against Houston. I hate that matchup. Caleb Williams against Cincinnati. I love that matchup. This is going to be funny because I'm always asking Brandon and you a little bit too, Jake, whether I should be starting Caleb Williams or insert other quarterback here on my other fantasy teams. So Brandon thinks I'm a big Caleb Williams guy because of that, when really Caleb Williams' matchups lately have just been good. I mean, Cincinnati, Baltimore. I mean, look at all the green, man. But
Yeah.
the scores have not been good, Jake. So I might take Bo Nix to outscore Caleb Williams this week, even with the matchups. The projections, honestly, are reasonable in my opinion. You have to start Sutton if you're Brandon, but I'd be really wanting to not. CD you're taking, Jamar Chase you're taking. Achan easy, Bijan easy. Wow, okay, so your wide receivers are loaded. His running backs are loaded. Pitts over Juwan Johnson, but it's closer than you think. I'll take Javonte over Golden. Wow. So I guess it's just how much do you like the receivers versus how much do you like the running backs. I love the running backs. I love the wide receivers. Brandon's wide receivers aren't bad, though, and your running backs are bad.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Do we see Jake put in David Montgomery?
I would absolutely be playing Dave Montgomery over Jordan Mason.
Yeah,
me too.
I also think I'm probably gonna slot JMO in over Matthew Golden. So
Good
Okay.
session with
look, I've got a
Is
matchup
absurd.
against Javonte Williams, so I've got to just throw JMO out there. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'd
Things a
probably be
couple
playing
years-
Golden, but I understand what you're trying to do.
Things a couple years ago.
I'm trying
that
to
would be the grossest
manifest a
statement
golden
ever.
touchdown. I think manifesting a golden touchdown would be benching him.
That's a
this
good
week.
point, actually. As soon as you bench
Fair.
Golden, he's going to pop up. All right, fair enough. As a Packer fan, Jake, I respect your decision, and I approve this message.
He's trying to lose anyway, so
Brandon
big
has
one for the team.
Drake May
For the
on
record, I'm
bench.
okay. Never mind.
And
I'm trying to start my
I'm
best
telling-
lineup, but I am trading away guys, so you're not wrong about that.
So, assuming Brock Purdy and Joe Flacco are active, Brandon has 4 quarterbacks on his roster. Preston, which one are you starting if they're all playing? And
I'm
why is it
starting
Joe
Drake May.
Flacco? Oh,
I think Joe Flacco is actually a very elite quarterback.
all I'm saying is Joe Flacco 3 weeks in a row over 20 points ever since joining Cincinnati. Drake
That's
May
true.
is better, I agree. His matchup is tougher. Now, Atlanta got absolutely dog walked this past week against Miami of all teams. So I think you could absolutely fire up Drake May, and you probably wouldn't be wrong either way. Honestly, I think Drake May and Joe Flacco are probably both going to have good weeks. The Chicago matchup is just way more friendly to me. It makes me feel a little warmer and fuzzier. But Flacco has to be healthy. So
I think you start either of them over. Bo
yeah,
Nix,
I agree. Brandon will probably take this with a grain of salt from me because I've been a Bo Nix hater. But yeah, I would not be starting Bo Nix this week. Hopefully it sings a little stronger of a song with Manthai saying the same thing. Also, if Ricky Pearsall doesn't, you can't play Jawan Jennings.
He's been
He's
bad.
been awful.
Well,
He's
it's been
been
Mac
awful.
Jones though. Mac Jones had bad weeks ever since he came back.
No, I think he's just been. I forgot what it was. His name
Has he
was
been
definitely
bad
in the news
too?
about.
Okay.
There was some controversy with him. Maybe it was him. Like I can't remember if it was him just trying to get paid and he doesn't do anything. Or what exactly his name in the news was about. There was definitely some drama
I see.
around Jawan Jennings. For some reason, all of the 49ers receivers have kind of been that way.
Yeah, they have been. Yahoo
So-
is saying, however, that his line could have been much fuller had he not dropped a catchable ball from Mac Jones midway through the third quarter. So, I see.
See, I'm telling you, Yahoo knows what it's talking about.
Do
Well,
they
I need
know
that
ball?
for
Well, that's
Matthew
Roto
Golden. He
Wire, I
would have.
guess,
He
but
would have had a touchdown if Jordan Love threw it to him. And
that's actually
on
that
that
is true.
slant or whatever it was. He would
in the
have.
end.
They should
He
throw
was
that
wide
in.
open.
All right, I'm taking Brandon here, and I don't think it's close.
Same.
If he refreshed a little closer, but
Well, yeah,
I'm just kidding. I
not
know.
enough. It just makes the
Now he-
matchup of the week look a little more respectful.
Nice.
Tell
I don't think
JMO
I can
has
pick,
0 points.
Oh,
I don't think I can, in good faith, pick against myself in the game of the week. So I think I'm gonna have to pick my team.
Jake, should I be penciling that in for your matchup of the week pick as well?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Manthai,
I think that
you're
there's
on
a
Team
very
Brandon.
good chance you see me.
I'm definitely taking Brandon. Yeah.
There's somebody I'm probably gonna start that I don't have on my roster right now. It's not trade related. I just, yeah, we'll see.
You do have 3 empty bench spots?
Yeah, Jake's just kind of refusing to
Roster a
build
full
a
team. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. Tank mode. Jake Jorgensen. All right, last one. Lemons versus George. Speaking of a stink fest, I guess Lemons doesn't have a kicker, and his team is significantly better than George's, and I'm taking Lemons. Enough said, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Georgia's team is just it's bad.
Lamar's back though.
Got
His
Lamar's
running
too.
backs are so bad. And he's still
They're
starting
awful.
Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's been okay, I guess. Right? He hasn't been killing you. He had 1 catch last week, dude. Happened to be a touchdown on 7 yards. Oh, man. All right. Manthai, you're on Team Lemons.
Yeah.
Jake, are you on
Lemons.
Team... Oh, boo. Just for the record, last week I was once again 5 for 5, and Jake, you were 3 for 5, so let me find the button here. Yeah. I'm 72.5% this year, and you're 62%.
That's 62 is not even that good. That's slacking.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
pretty disappointing considering a handful
A lot of
of
games.
games every week.
Yeah,
are
most of
blowouts.
them. Yeah.
The guest is 70% flat, so that's pretty solid.
Hopefully I can, increase that number. We'll see.
That would be nice. I do enjoy watching the guest pick better than Jake. The bench is here. If I'm George, his team's just bad. He needs running backs. Kenneth Gainwell, probably not. Charbonnet is a higher touchdown upside. And on Lemon's side of the ball, I don't think half the players in his team are going to be active this week. So I'd be trying to play Debo, though. Over Hawkinson, dude. Put McBride in at tight end and Debo in your flex. What are you doing?
Hawkinson's been awful.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. He had 10 points in week 7, and that's kind of it. He's been a mildly better version of Hunter Henry. And when I say mild, I mean mild. So he'll throw a kicker in there, obviously, and then if it were me, I would absolutely be putting McBride in at the tight end spot and flexing Debo, especially with no Terry. Yeah, okay. Lemon's team will be fine. It's pretty solid. All right, that does it, gentlemen. We have one more segment, and I wrote these roasts while I was way drunker than I am now, so I hope you guys are ready.
Oh boy.
All right. Jake, are you prepared?
Yep.
All right. Greg. Hold my dick! You're trash.
Boom. Roasted.
George, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. You're trash and your team is trash.
Boom. Roasted.
The biggest thing to remember
Yeah,
is
that button could not be more accurate than it is for George. Lemons. Something was missing in my life, and I couldn't figure out what it was until now. I missed you in the roasts. I'm glad to have you back where you belong, and I appreciate the fact that you're willing to join us every week.
Boom. Roasted.
Lane, Bo Nix gave you Bo's dicks in this one, Chief.
Boom.
That one isn't even.
that
One's not even funny, man. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow, that might be my best roast this year. It's bad. It's just not good. Jake, all right, you didn't escape me, Jake. Although, Jake, I feel like losing to Preston in 3 leagues is probably enough of a roast. So I'm going to let you take tonight off.
Boom. Roasted.
Jake.
You're trash at fantasy.
Yeah.
the biggest thing to remember is
Yeah.
we're
Just
dead.
slap the soundboard. Yeah. Any negative sound, that should be coming from your team right now.
Brutal.
Dude, you've lost by approximately 100 points in probably more games this year than you've won.
Damn.
That's not true, but yeah.
I don't know, man. So you lost by approximately 100 points this week. That's one. Last week you won. The week before.
The fact that
50
it's even in
points.
question is
It's not
probably
in
the worst
question.
part.
You're right.
It's not even close to
The number of games you lost by 50 plus
That would have been closer.
is over your wins because you lost
Over
by
4.
you lost by over 100 to
It's over
Lemons.
3.
Yeah, it's over 3. You've lost by 100 points twice this year. And 50 plus another 2 times. Yeah, it's closer than you think, buddy. You only have 3 wins, Jake.
Still tied for a playoff spot. I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's
that's good or
shocking.
bad.
Tied for a playoff spot in 9th place, for the record. So, yeah. All right, I've harassed you enough. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week. Good luck to everyone. Oh, God, team name change. Is this Cade? Aging running back? Okay, good luck to everybody except for Cade. Also, this is... Oh, we'll take a second here. Nice. Aging running backs department. Saquon and Derrick Henry.
Walker.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, but he doesn't have... Oh, he does. Okay, he's on bye. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, so good luck to everybody except for Cade. Greg, not that he needs it. And I guess Brandon. In the matchup of the week, the marquee matchup.
Marquee matchup.
Marquee matchup.
I didn't have the button ready, but I wrote, yeah.
You don't
As
need
in
it,
my
dude.
head
I
as
did
well.
the soundbite. I
Okay.
am the button. Oh, thanks everyone for tuning in. We will catch you next week. Preston, always a pleasure having you on the show, especially when you dick Jake down the way you did.
Pause.
Yeah.
Say definitely the pause.
See you guys.